Hi everyone, it's Maddie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a Chanel 26P unboxing, and it has been a minute since I have filmed a YouTube video. I will say work has been crazy. The world has been crazy. I haven't had the time, energy, will to really film a YouTube video. And I feel like I just wasn't sure if it was something that I still wanted to do. And you know, there's always like a lot of talk about unboxings and the backlash of unboxings. And I have been doing this for about 10 years now. And I'm like, is it over? Is it done with? I still like to watch this kind of content regardless of what's going on geopolitically in the world. Like I still watch Housewives. Like I still find that I need some sort of escape and break from work, and that's exactly what this channel is. That's what unboxings are for me. And so it is not something that I do instead of political activism and engagement. It's something that I do in addition to it. So without further ado, this is the Chanel 26P unboxing, and this one is from Rue Cambon. I went on a solo trip to Paris. I was like, I need to get my sparkle back after a crazy time at work. And so I went on a little solo trip to Paris, and it was scheduled perfectly with the launch of a bunch of new collections. And actually, I am kind of still on this fashion exploration journey, and let's talk a little bit about it. So 26P is actually Chanel's last studio collection before we enter the Matthieu Blazy era. Lots of people online are saying that this is Matthieu Blazy's first collection. It's not. It might feel like it a little bit, but it's not. It's actually designed by the studio. There's no credit to him, it's credit to them. But it is a little bit of an uncomfortable collection because we're bridging the gap from the studio era to the Matthieu Blazy era, and we're kind of speaking two design languages at the same time, two different visions in one, where it's like very transitional and it's a little uncomfortable. And I will also say that, you know, Chanel clothing will be different going forward. Is it still something that, like, do I still see pieces in the collections that I like? Yes. Do I think it's the same as before? No. And like, I relate to it differently, honestly. Similarly, and I'll get into this in another video, I am relating more to and more interested in Jonathan Anderson's Dior than I've ever been interested in Dior before. And that kind of like surprised me. Like I've never really been a Dior girl or into like the Dior aesthetic, although I've had a lot of respect for the design and the house and the history and all of that. It was just something that never truly interested me, you know, during like the previous creative directors eras, even like, you know, like the greats like John Galliano. It's like, it's just like too over the top for me, where like I appreciated the designs, but I don't think I would ever purchase it and wear it. Jonathan Anderson, it's doing something for me. So Matthieu Blazy, I mean, Chanel will always have a place in my heart. The Matthieu Blazy designs are different, and I need to see them in person. I need to experience the collection when it actually releases to truly say, you know, how much I think I will add that to my life, to my wardrobe, to my closet. I love Virginie's Chanel, and I like don't think that was like a super popular thing to say, but that was like really how I felt. And also for the time that she was making those clothes and for my style at that time, like it did so much for me. It brought me so much joy with myself, how I looked, how I could dress. And I love a lot of those clothes. I'm getting a lot of them tailored, and it was just really special to me. And, you know, I've picked up some pieces from 26P. I do think that these are special too. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to shop Matthieu Blazy's collection. I am, but will it be with the same energy and enthusiasm and fervor as I did for Virginie? I don't know. We'll see. Like there's a lot of things in flux and transition right now, and I will say that that inspiration, that joy, that spark that I felt with Virginie's collections, I felt it at Dior when I was in Paris. But this video isn't about Dior. This is about Chanel. Okay, so let's go through what I picked up, starting with the thing that nobody wants to see. Not nobody wants to see, but you guys are like. So we got two little samples, 1957 and a Lait Lift Cream, and then I always pick up cosmetics in Europe. I think it has a better formula. I have not confirmed if the Chanel formula is different globally, but I believe that in Europe they make better cosmetics. This is the Le Volume Chanel Waterproof Mascara in Brune. The best brown mascara you will ever get. So cute. Why not pick it up at Rue Cambon? I don't know. Okay, next up, let me dig to the bottom. This trip, I was trying to travel light, and so, you know, people will maybe see this as a small disaster, but this is life. I had to leave the shoe boxes behind. So I got two pairs of shoes. I did keep, they had the holiday ribbon still. Isn't that so sweet? So I have extra holiday ribbon, and this is how I traveled home with them, because I was like, I will sacrifice the box. I cannot sacrifice the ribbon. I don't know. Okay, not that I need more junk in my life, but here we are. Okay. Lots and lots and lots and lots of people got the quilted denim flats. Controversial opinion. Denim flats are really hard to wear if you wear a lot of jeans, because it's denim on denim. I think a navy flat is much easier to style with jeans than a denim flat. I didn't get the denim flats. I didn't get the navy flats. I got the burgundy flats. There is nothing more Chanel than a rich, rich, rich burgundy shoe. It is so gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Love. Love. I'm just, it's the perfect shoe. Why did I put that away? Now I'm getting out this one. I don't know. Okay. It's a beautiful, beautiful shoe. Stunning. Gorgiana. We love. We love. I'll wear them all the time. I'll wear them to death. The quilted flats are great. They're very robust. My favorite flats have a ribbon toe. Second favorite have a patent toe, but the quilted are quite nice. So there's that. This is where we start to look into something that's like very traditional. This is very transitional. And this is where I think people started getting confused and saying it's Matthieu Blazy and this, that, and the other. It's not, but these shoes, or something very similar to them, have been on the runway recently. And so these are different for me. Oh, these are the replacement heel. A little pointed toe CC heel. Something a little different. Something a little special. Just like a little slingback situ. It's very cute on. I'm not normally such a heel person, but these were cool. Do I have concerns that it's a lambskin white toe pointed? Yes. I'm just gonna have to be selective about where I wear these, but I like this. I like this look. I could get down with a pointed toe. The pointed toe flats, not as much for me. Although I did get the Hermes pointed toe flats, but the heels, these are quite nice. These are very transitional, okay? Okay. This is also very transitional, but I will say that this is, for someone who has a bunch of tweed jackets, right? And a bunch of Chanel denim, I think that a piece like this mixes very well into the wardrobe, because it's just like a great base layer, layering piece, little CC at the back, 100% cashmere. There was several different cashmeres in this collection. There was like a much, much thinner one. I like that this is a medium weight. I also took this in a 36. It's quite oversized. Yeah, 98% cashmere. So a little bit of stretch in there for structure. It's very cute. It's very cute. Imagine it like, I mean, should I just put it over my bodysuit? I mean, just a simple basic, right? I don't know how much it was. They take the tags away in Europe. They take the tags away. Okay. And then finally, I actually got 2 more pieces, but I only have one of them with me because the other one is being altered. And so we'll just have to wait for another time, and I'm just gonna have to go back and pick up more alterations. Also, speaking of, I did pick up some of my original alterations from Paris, but some of them had to go back for a round 2 because from when I submitted them in September till now, I changed size again. You know, I just waited too long in between, and so they needed another touch up. Anyway, this jacket took me by surprise. The commercial collections always have terrible photos online. Don't believe anything you see online. You have to go see it in person because it tells a completely different story. This is a Lesage tweed. So Lesage is lay 19M. They do all of the tweed crafting with like 100 different colors. Truly gorgeous. Just a couple sequins tossed in. I don't know if you can see the color, but online, this trim, the Galan, looked red. It is not red, it is a hot pink. And because of that, I had to. I love, it's rainbow, it's gorgeous. And I will say also the pricing on this was very good. There was a pink fantasy tweed jacket, which was very oversized and like it did not have a good shape for me. I didn't think it was very good. And that was more expensive than this Lesage tweed. I believe that was like 7,000 euro and this one was like 65 or something like that. Hook and eye closure, CC lined, or CC flowers. Looks like maybe flowers and CCs. Don't ask me how I got the hanger home. It's like a whole thing. Am I gonna struggle to try and put it on now? Yes. Is there a little blue in it? Yeah, I think the blue from my top will, graceful. She is beauty, she is grace. She is falling all over the place. And I took it in a 40 and they did a little alteration for me. I don't even know if we'll be able to see it, but she just took it in under the armpit. Like there was like a little extra fabric here that they took out, and I don't know where they took it from or how they did it, but they totally did an alteration on this jacket for me to make it fit better. And I don't know if I'll be able to see it or what, where they took it from, how they did that. And also shortened the sleeve a little bit, I believe. So even though sitting down isn't the best way to try it on, oh yeah, just the perfect little, and it's so cute. Yeah, she took in the sleeve a little, just a little. And there was like extra fabric here. I don't know where it came. I don't know if they put it into the armpit. I don't feel a seam. But they magically disappeared the extra fabric that was gaping there. How cute. So cute, so pretty. So, I mean, I'm very into this. I'm very into Lesage. I'm very into the different ateliers, métiers. There we go. The different métiers. And so Chanel will always have a special place in my heart. But I might be becoming more of a Dior girl. And we're just gonna have to get into that in the next video. But this is everything that I picked up from 26P. And I think this is all I'm gonna pick up from 26P. Oh, well, except for the one more piece that I have still at Rue Cambon being altered. Except for that, this is everything I'm gonna do for this collection. I'm gonna have to kind of hold out until spring, summer comes and, you know, see what this new world holds. Like, it could be fun. It could be fun. So, who knows? Who knows? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna film another one. So I will see you in my next one. Okay, talk to you guys later. Bye.